Maria was a young woman full of dreams. She wanted to try something new, so she moved to a big city. It was her first time living away from home. Maria felt excited, but also a little nervous. "This is a fresh start," Maria said to herself. "I will make new friends. I will have a good job. Everything will be great." Maria walked around her new neighborhood. There were tall buildings, small shops, and busy streets. Everything was so different from her small hometown. She liked it. "I need some coffee," Maria thought. She saw a small cafe on the corner. It looked warm and friendly. There were tables outside, and people were smiling. Maria walked into the cafe. The smell of coffee and fresh bread made her feel happy. "Hello," said a woman behind the counter. "What can I get you?" One coffee, please," Maria said. "Would you like milk or sugar?" asked the woman. "Yes, please. Milk and sugar," Maria answered. She smiled. Maria paid for her coffee and turned around to find a seat. But she was nervous. Her hands shook a little. And oh no, she spilled her coffee on the floor. "I'm so sorry," Maria said. She felt embarrassed. "It's okay, don't worry," said a man sitting nearby. He stood up and helped her clean the mess. The man had brown hair and kind eyes. He smiled at Maria. "Thank you," Maria said softly. "You're welcome," the man replied. "My name is James." "I'm Maria," she said. James helped Maria get another coffee. "You're new here, right?" he asked. "Yes, I just moved to this city," Maria explained. "It's my first day. Welcome." "This is a great place to live," James said. "If you need help, just ask me." Maria felt happy. James seemed friendly and kind. They sat down and talked. James asked Maria about her hometown. She told him about the small houses, the quiet streets, and the green fields. James listened carefully. "That sounds beautiful," he said. Maria asked James about the city. He told her about fun places to visit, like the big park and the art museum. "There's so much to do here," James said. Maria smiled. "Thank you for helping me today," she said. "I was nervous, but now I feel better." "You're welcome," James said. "Maybe we can meet again sometime." "Maybe," Maria said. She felt her face turn red. Maria left the cafe with a big smile. She thought about her new city, her new home, and her new friend, James. Maybe this was the start of something special. Maria walked home after leaving the cafe. The city was full of life. Cars moved quickly. People talked and laughed, and lights shone brightly in the evening. "This city is so busy," Maria thought, "but I like it." She passed by a bookstore and stopped to look inside. There were so many books on the shelves. Maria loved reading. She thought, "Next time, I will buy a book." When Maria got home, she felt tired but happy. Her apartment was small but cozy. She sat down and thought about her day. "I met someone nice today," Maria said. "James seems like a good person. Maybe we will become friends." Maria decided to write in her journal. She liked to write about her thoughts and feelings. "Dear Journal," Maria wrote, "today was my first day in the city. I went to a cafe and met someone named James. He was very kind. I feel lucky to meet a nice person so soon." She closed her journal and went to bed. As Maria lay in bed, she felt hopeful. This is just the beginning, Maria thought. Tomorrow will be another good day. Maria dreamed of her family, her new city, and the exciting future ahead. Maria started spending more time with James. He was always friendly, kind, and fun to be around. Every time they met, James had something special planned. One day, James invited Maria to walk in the park. It was a sunny afternoon, and the trees were full of green leaves. Birds sang, and children laughed as they played. "This park is beautiful," Maria said, smiling. "It's one of my favorite places," James replied. "Do you like reading?" "Yes, I love books," Maria said. "I read all the time." "Me too," James said. "I know a small bookstore nearby. Let's go there." Maria was excited. They walked to the bookstore, and James showed her some of his favorite books. "Do you like mystery stories?" James asked. "Yes, I do," Maria said. She picked up a book and smiled. "This one looks interesting." "Great choice." James seemed to know exactly what she liked. A few days later, James and Maria went to an ice cream shop. "What flavor do you like?" James asked. "Strawberry," Maria said. "Really? That's my favorite too," James said with a big smile. Maria thought it was amazing. "We have so much in common," she said. They sat outside the shop, eating their ice cream. The sun was warm, and the day felt perfect. Maria couldn't believe how easy it was to talk to James. Over the next few weeks, Maria and James spent more time together. They went to museums, coffee shops, and parks. Maria felt like she had found a special friend. But slowly, Maria started to notice small things that made her think. One day, they were sitting in the park. Maria asked James, "Where are you from?" James smiled and said, "Oh, from a small town. It's not very interesting." Then he quickly changed the subject. "Look at that dog. It's so cute." Maria thought, "Why doesn't he want to talk about himself?" Another time, Maria asked, "What kind of music do you like?" James said, "Oh, I like all kinds of music. What about you?" Maria told him about her favorite band, and James said, "I love them too." Maria felt happy, but something seemed strange. James always agreed with her. He never said what he liked. One evening, they were walking near the river. The lights of the city reflected on the water. It was beautiful. Maria asked James, "What do you do for work?" James laughed nervously. "Oh, I have a small job. It's nothing special." "Can you tell me more?" Maria asked. James looked away. "Not now. Let's talk about something else." Maria felt confused. Why didn't James answer her questions? Maria started to wonder about James. He was kind and charming, but he never talked about himself. Is he hiding something? Maria thought. Or am I just imagining things? She decided not to ask more questions that day. Instead, she focused on enjoying the moment, but the doubts stayed in her mind. Maria liked James, but she wasn't sure if she could trust him. As Maria walked home that night, she thought about their time together. "James is so nice," she said to herself. "But something feels wrong. I need to be careful." Maria wrote in her journal before going to bed. "Dear Journal," she wrote, "I like spending time with James. He is fun and kind. But he doesn't answer my questions. Why does he avoid talking about himself? I need to think about this." Maria closed her journal and lay in bed. She wanted to believe James was perfect, but she wasn't sure anymore. The next day, Maria decided to talk to her new friend Emma about James. Maybe Emma could help her understand what was happening. Maria couldn't stop thinking about James. Every time they talked, he made her laugh. He made her feel special. But there were still so many questions about him. Why did he avoid talking about his life? Why did he always change the subject? One afternoon, Maria decided to meet her new friend Emma. Emma was someone Maria had met at work. She was friendly, smart, and always ready to help. "Hi, Maria," Emma said, as Maria sat down at their table in the cafe. "You look worried. What's wrong?" Maria sighed. It's about James, she said. James? Emma asked. Who is James? Maria smiled a little. He's a guy I met at a coffee shop. We've been spending a lot of time together. He's funny and kind. But what? Emma asked. Maria hesitated. He doesn't talk about himself. When I ask him questions, he changes the subject. It's like he's hiding something. Emma nodded. That does sound strange. Have you tried asking him directly? Yes, Maria said, but he always avoids the question. Emma said, thinking. Maybe we can find out more about him together. Emma had an idea. Do you know his last name? Yes, Maria said. It's Carter. James Carter. Let's search for him online, Emma said. Maria hesitated. Is that okay? It feels wrong. Emma smiled gently. You're just trying to understand. If he's honest, you won't find anything surprising. Maria agreed, and they started searching. At first, they couldn't find much. There were many people named James Carter. But then Emma found something. Maria, look at this, she said, pointing to the screen. Maria leaned in. It was a picture of James on a website. The page said he worked at a company. But the job was very different from what James had told Maria. He said he had a small job, Maria said. But this says he's a manager. Emma frowned. Why would he lie about that? Maria didn't know what to think. A few days later, Maria met James again. They walked through the park and stopped at a bench. James, Maria said, can I ask you something? Of course, James said, smiling. You told me you have a small job, Maria said, but I found out you're a manager. Why didn't you tell me? James looked surprised. For a moment, he didn't say anything. Then he sighed. I didn't want to talk about it because it's complicated, he said. What do you mean? Maria asked. My job is stressful, James explained. I didn't want to scare you away. Maria felt confused. Why would that scare me? James looked down. I guess I didn't know how to tell you, he said. Maria wanted to believe him, but she still felt unsure. Later that night, Maria told Emma about the conversation. He said he didn't want to scare me, Maria said, but it still feels like he's hiding something. Emma nodded. It's not just about his job. He doesn't share anything personal with you. That's not fair, Maria. I know, Maria said softly. Emma reached out and held Maria's hand. You deserve someone honest, she said. Don't forget that. Maria smiled. Thank you, Emma. You're a good friend. The next time Maria met James, she decided to be honest about her feelings. James, I need to talk to you, Maria said. Sure, James said, looking curious. I like spending time with you, Maria began. But I feel like you're not being honest with me. You never talk about yourself. I don't know the real you. James looked uncomfortable. Maria, I didn't mean to lie to you. Then why don't you tell me the truth? Maria asked. James sighed. I'm not perfect, he said. I wanted you to like me, so I tried to be the person I thought you wanted. Maria felt sad. James, I don't need you to be perfect. I just want you to be real. James nodded. I understand. I'm sorry, Maria. That night, Maria thought about everything. James wasn't a bad person, but he wasn't honest with her. Maria wrote in her journal, Dear Journal, today I learned something important. James is kind, but he is not being true to himself. I wanted him to be perfect, but nobody is perfect. I need to focus on people who are real. Maria felt a mix of emotions. She was sad, but also relieved. The next day, Maria met Emma again. How are you feeling? Emma asked. I'm okay, Maria said. I talked to James. He apologized, but I think I need some space. Emma smiled. That's a good decision, Maria. You're a strong person. Maria felt grateful. Thank you, Emma. You've been a great friend. You're welcome, Emma said. I'm always here for you. Maria realized how lucky she was to have Emma in her life. True friends, she thought, were the ones who stayed by your side no matter what. Maria decided to focus on herself for a while. She didn't need James to feel happy. She had her own dreams, and she had good friends like Emma to support her. Maria woke up feeling a sense of peace. After her conversation with James, she realized something important. She didn't need someone else to make her happy. She opened her journal and began to write. Dear Journal, I thought I was looking for the perfect person. But now I see that I need to love myself first. I have my dreams, my goals, and my friends. That is enough for me. Maria smiled as she closed her journal. She felt lighter, as if a weight had been lifted from her shoulders. Maria spent the next few weeks focusing on herself. She explored her new city, visited parks, and read books in her favorite cafe. She even started taking a cooking class. One day, Emma joined her at the cafe. How have you been, Maria? Emma asked. I've been good, Maria said. I feel like I'm learning more about myself. I've been trying new things, and it's been exciting. Emma smiled. I'm so proud of you. You're taking care of yourself, and that's the best thing you can do. Thank you, Emma, Maria said. You've helped me so much. I'm lucky to have a friend like you. One Saturday, Maria decided to visit the art museum. She walked through the gallery, admiring the paintings and sculptures. She felt calm and happy, enjoying the beauty around her. As she stood in front of a colorful painting, someone next to her said, It's amazing, isn't it? Maria turned to see a man with kind eyes and a warm smile. Yes, it's beautiful, Maria said. I'm Alex, the man said. I'm Maria, she replied. They started talking about the art. Alex told Maria that he loved visiting museums and learning about different artists. Maria smiled. I love art too. This is my favorite way to spend a weekend. Alex laughed. Mine too. It's nice to meet someone who enjoys it as much as I do. Over the next few weeks, Maria and Alex became friends. They met at the museum, the park, and even the cafe. Maria noticed something different about Alex. He was honest and open. He shared his thoughts and listened to hers. One day, Maria told Alex about her journey. She talked about moving to the city, meeting James, and learning to focus on herself. That's a big lesson to learn, Alex said. It takes a lot of courage to put yourself first. Maria nodded. It wasn't easy, but it was worth it. Alex smiled. You're stronger than you think, Maria. Maria felt a warmth in her heart. She realized that Alex was becoming someone special to her. Maria and Alex spent time together, but they didn't rush into anything. They enjoyed each other's company and let their friendship grow naturally. One afternoon, they were walking in the park. The sun was shining and the air was filled with the scent of flowers. Alex turned to Maria and said, You're an amazing person, Maria. I'm glad we met. Maria smiled. Thank you, Alex. I feel the same way about you. That night, Maria wrote in her journal again. Dear Journal, today I realized how much I've grown. I've learned to love myself and to appreciate the people who bring happiness into my life. Alex is special, but I'm not in a hurry. I know that true love takes time. For now, I'm just enjoying every moment. Maria closed her journal and felt a deep sense of peace. She had found happiness, not in someone else, but in herself. A few months later, Maria and Emma were sitting at the cafe. "Maria, you look so happy," Emma said. "I am," Maria said. "I've learned so much this year. I feel like I'm starting a new chapter in my life." Emma smiled. "You've come so far, Maria. I'm proud of you." "Thank you, Emma," Maria said. "I couldn't have done it without you." Maria thought about Alex and how their friendship was growing. She didn't know what the future held, but she felt ready for whatever came next. Maria had discovered the most important lesson of all. True love starts with loving yourself. She knew that she didn't need to rush or chase perfection. With her heart open and her mind clear, Maria felt ready to embrace her new life one step at a time. Now that you've heard the story, it's time to learn and practice English in a fun way. Let's see how much you remember from the story. Choose the correct answer. 1. Why did Maria move to the city? A. To visit friends. B. To start a new job. C. To study at a university. 2. Where did Maria meet James for the first time? A. At the park. B. At the bookstore. C. At the cafe. 3. Who helped Maria understand that she should focus on herself? A. James. B. Emma. C. Alex. I'll share the answers at the end of the video for you to check.